All right, everyone. We start off today with the big news of the day, which is that Elon Musk and Donald Trump are feuding. You've seen probably 20,000 legacy media articles on this particular position. I doubt this. I think that Trump and Musk are trolling effectively at the moment. I think that what's happening is they're pretending to feud in order to generate controversy. That is, and Trump has done this a dozen fucking times before, and Musk has done this as well. What you do is to distract the legacy media, which is really easily done. It's basically like dangling, tinsel in front of a small child. What you do is you simply give them a juicy story. They can't help but report on it. And then that's the only thing that they have on page A, so to speak. I have a feeling that they're still on good terms. But in the off chance that they aren't, I would generally side with Team Trump because Trump's position, at least the position that's being embattled here, is pragmatic, which is past the big beautiful bill, so to speak. Do I agree with raising the national debt? No. Do I understand that the national debt is not going anywhere and that no administration is going to take it seriously anyway because it would require massive amounts of austerity that would result in the overthrow of the government if you imposed it? Yeah, see, there's the point. There's the problem. If you impose the kind of austerity that would actually stall out the national deficit, you would end up with a situation where the economy would effectively stop functioning. And I think Elon Musk is clearly intelligent enough to know this as well. While we do need to reduce the deficit and hold it down as much as possible, and while much of that debt is domestically held, and most people don't know that, they don't understand, most of that national debt is held domestically. It's held in the form of bonds and things like that. And while most people don't understand that, what they do need to understand is that Donald Trump is attempting to hold it back while also making a major investment project. I find it very funny that the same liberals that were completely in favor of the massively inflationary infrastructure bill under the Biden administration all of a sudden have problems with considerable government spending. They finally found government programs that they didn't want to fund. It's very interesting now, isn't it? It's hypocrisy writ large. Likewise, people on the right that were against the infrastructure bill all of a sudden are generally in favor of the spending bill that's being put forth now. The big beautiful bill, as it were. Um, I am team independent. So I opposed the infrastructure bill, but I don't necessarily fully oppose the current bill, and I'll tell you why. And we're putting on our nuance hats, as usual. This bill funds things that actually should be funded. The infrastructure bill funded things that, generally speaking, are fucking useless. So there is a difference between the two. Guarantee, legacy media will try to compare the two of them, but it will be a false comparison. It won't be apples to oranges. It'll be apples to asparagus, so to speak. Because there's no considerable situation in which they're, considerably similar. The infrastructure bill was basically a bunch of pet projects. It was shovel ready 2.0. And the new bill, at the very least, it accomplishes something. Hey, um, imagine government actually accomplished something. Well, that's a first for a long time. It's been a while. Certainly, you didn't get that under Bush, Obama, Clinton, or Biden. You got it somewhat in Trump's first term. He's doing better this time around. I think that Trump and Musk are basically trolling their opposition. I think that the whole idea is to distract them. Hey, look at this. Here's a shiny thing. You're going to have to report on this. So you won't have any room to report on what else Tesla is doing, or SpaceX, or Starlink. because quite clearly the legacy media are not fans of Elon Musk. Meanwhile, also, because you're reporting on this, you're not going to have room to report on anything else Donald Trump does because the public will demand the attention to certain issues. This has been done before. Trump has already pulled this off 3 or 4 times. What you do is distract the people that are spreading effectively disinformation in some cases, which is also very ironic and hilarious. What you do is distract them. You do something that is spontaneous and seemingly insane, and then they focus on that to the exclusion of other news articles being made. So they're not focused on the court case. They're not focused on the new bill. They're not focused on the executive order you just passed. In Musk's case, you're not focused on, the fact that the rocket blew up on the landing or something like that. You're not focused on that. That'll be page B news. Page A news will simply be supposedly the brosif relationship between Donald Trump and Elon Musk is dissolving. I don't know that that's actually the case. Actually, the case. It's entirely possible that they're pulling a switcheroo, like they've done, both of them have done before. Um, in order to gain attention to one particular article, drawing the attention away from other things that might be more meaningful, but at the same time are less exciting. Because people at this point, their adrenaline levels have been completely exhausted. The news cycle is so insane that people don't have the attention span, number one. Number two, the enthusiasm to actually look into everything that's going on. They just don't have the ability. They don't even have time to read the full fucking articles. That's why lie-by structure is so important to the legacy media. Again, the first paragraph contains what they want you to absorb, and then 3 or 4 paragraphs down, that's what you need to absorb. That they don't want you to do that. They have to include it because otherwise it's an outright lie. But most people won't read that far. This happens all of the time. So I'm thinking that Trump and Musk might be faking a feud and that at some point in the future they'll make up, but it'll be fake because they never were feuding to begin with. And they'll have like a conclave at the White House and eat, hamburgers or some shit like that. This would be exactly what I would expect from these two individuals because both Trump and Musk have done things like this. Donald Trump, for example, trolling people by talking about Coca-Cola or whatever. I mean, he's done that on dozens of occasions. Or Elon Musk, literally when he bought Twitter, bringing a sink in there and carrying it around and chuckling like a schoolboy. These two are jokesters. Effectively, the people in charge of the country right now are the hellions of high school, so to speak. This, by the way, is not a bad thing. You could do far worse. Imagine if the preppies were in control. Man, that would really, really suck now, wouldn't it? That's about all. Peace out.